Shakespeare is undoubtedly the greatest playwright in the world. Shakespeare is the only writer who has more than 25 classics to his credit. We cannot name any author in the world of literature who has more than 2 to 3 classics to his credit, but Shakespeare has 25 credits to his play. And Shakespeare has always been my very favorite playwright and favorite poet. Hamlet is one of his classics. I have been talking about Hamlet the last 3 decades and have always been trying to read the play to find something new. And every time I read the play, I find something new to think about it and to ponder over. And let me briefly explain this play, Hamlet, to you today. In any Shakespearean tragedy, you find mainly 5 stages: exposition, beginning of conflict, rising action, climax, and falling action. Hamlet is not only a difficult play, it's also a very tough play, and it's a wonderful play. It is classic. And Hamlet is a typical Renaissance character. Hamlet is also an Elizabethan character, and Hamlet is one of the most powerful, effective, performing characters that Shakespeare has ever produced, and it has its contemporary relevance. And when you read the play, I feel, or we feel, that we are also like Hamlet. What you call Hamletian problem is everybody's problem. It's a universal problem. To be or not to be, that is the question. It's not just Hamlet's problem, it's your problem, it's my problem, it is everybody's problem. From morning till evening, we ask this question: to do this or not to do this, to do this first or do that first. Should I stay here? Should I go there? Should I eat this or eat that? We ask this question. And Hamlet asks several questions in the play. And look at the beginning of the play, the beginning of conflict. It is a revenge play. It's a play of, it's a philosophical play. It's a revenge play. Ghost of King Hamlet appears in the opening scene itself. And the appearance of ghost on the stage creates mystery and tension. And what goes, the appearance of the ghost and the saying of ghost, everything is mysterious and it leads to tension. And Hamlet is depressed over his father's death and his mother's quick marriage. When the play begins, we, the readers, the audience, the spectators, come to know about Hamlet's tension, Hamlet's problem, and what we call the process of Hamletization. Hamlet is unhappy for 2 reasons. Number 1, he is terribly upset with his father's death, and he is also deeply affected by the quick, sudden remarriage of his mother. Hamlet is a young man. He is an adult. He is a student at Wittenberg. He is a thinking man. He is a philosopher. He is a man of action, all rolled into one. And he is a great lover of his father. He is his father's true son. And he has his own reservations about the death of his father. How did my father, who was so healthy, so good, so nice, so wonderful, die so suddenly? How can I believe that my father, the king of Denmark, died of a snake bite? Something is mysterious about his death, and I need to discover. And he also wants to know why his mother marries his uncle Claudius so quickly. This quick remarriage of his mother makes him terribly upset with his mother, with the whole universe, and with also himself. Hamlet in the play is extremely uncomfortable with life. And at on several occasions, at several places, Lear wants to end this life. For instance, in his famous soliloquy, to be or not to be, that is the question. To be or not to be, that is the question, whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer untold miseries or end them by opposing them. What should I do? Should I take revenge upon the murder of my uncle, or should I end myself? And he wonders, this very solid human body becomes a thief. So Hamlet is a philosopher, and he thinks about human physical existence, mental existence, psychological existence, and spiritual existence, and so on and so forth. But Ghost reveals to its son Hamlet, Claudius murdered him. My dear son, I did not die a natural death. I did not die of a snake bite. I was murdered. And very symbolically, metaphorically, Hamlet's father's ghost says, "The serpent that sting thy father now wears his crown. Your uncle Claudius is a poisonous snake, and he killed me. The man who killed your father is now wearing his crown." The ghost is very intelligent, and very intelligently explains the whole incident to its son in such a way that he becomes provoked, he becomes encouraged to take revenge upon his uncle Claudius. The ghost argues that your uncle Claudius is a villain, and he has destroyed me, and he has destroyed you as well. Because you are my son. In the event of my death, you should succeed me. You should have become the king of Denmark, but he has become the king of Denmark. He has snatched my power. He has snatched your power, and he has snatched my wife from me and your mother from you, and he has polluted my bed. And he has destroyed the morality of Denmark, and he should not be living. He should be dead. He should be killed. Kill him, murder him, take revenge upon him. And Hamlet vows revenge, but decides to verify the truth. Yes, I must take revenge upon my uncle because he killed my dear father and married my mother. I have my right over my mother. In the absence of my father, I have my right over my mother, and she should love me. I should love her. Why should this man love my mother at all? The play is very, very complex play, very difficult play, has lot of extremely crucial dimensions to it. And a minor character in the play says something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Everything is not all right in Denmark. Something somewhere has gone wrong. It has to be corrected. Denmark, yes, something has really, is rotten in the state of Denmark. And when a younger brother kills an elder brother and marries his wife, naturally it leads to catastrophe, it leads to destruction, it leads to downfall, it leads to moral disorder. And this play becomes important because it talks about the moral disorder. It talks about fragile human relations. It talks about human commitment, human loyalty, and so on. But Hamlet is a thinking man, is a Renaissance hero, and he cannot simply trust what ghost says and quickly kill his uncle. He wants to test it. He wants to verify it. He wants to make sure that his uncle is guilty. So he buys time. He takes time. And he's also in dilemma. And why should I take up the responsibility? Look at his famous dialogue. The time is out of joint. The time is out of joint, oh cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right. This is an extremely important dialogue that Hamlet speaks. He speaks about time. Time has a linear movement. The linear movement of time is disturbed. It has lost its natural movement, displaced. The time is out of joint. When an act of immorality is committed, it affects time. And he talks to destiny, fate, oh destiny, oh cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right. Who should correct it? Am I born to set it right? Don't I have my personal life? Don't I have my personal ambition? I am in love with Ophelia. I want to marry her. I want to live with her. I want to have children. I want to lead a very decent life. Why should I get into it and take revenge upon my uncle? If I kill him, my fate will be seized. A killer, a murderer, for right reason or the wrong, cannot lead a very decent and contented life, and Hamlet knows it because he's a philosopher. He's a historian, he's a poet, and he knows the consequences of what he's supposed to do. This is what happens in Act 1, exposition, the beginning of conflict. And Act 2, rising action. Hamlet feigns madness, anti-disposition. If we read the play very carefully, we will come to know that Hamlet is not mad at all, because there is method in his madness. There is an order in madness, and madness is something which is devoid of order and method. It is very chaotic. The mind of a madman is very chaotic, whereas the mind of Hamlet is not chaotic at all. It has its pattern, structure, logically. He can think logically, but he feigns madness. He acts madness. He pretends to be a madman, and he is not a madman. He is mentally, psychologically very, very vibrant. But he feigns madness. This we call anti-disposition. Polonius believes Hamlet is mad due to love for Ophelia. Polonius is an interesting character in the play, and he speaks many interesting lines also in the play. And Polonius is a courtier. He's a courtier, and he is a trustworthy of Claudius, and he is a great supporter of King Claudius. And he has a beautiful daughter. He has a beautiful young daughter, Ophelia, and Ophelia is in love with him. And he tells his daughter not to reciprocate Hamlet, not to respond to him. He is not a nice man, and don't love him. And when she ignores Hamlet, Polonius thinks that Hamlet becomes mad due to his love for Ophelia, which is not true. And as a matter of fact, it is Hamlet who ignores Ophelia. It is Hamlet who discards Ophelia's love, because he knows that in his situation, in the context in which he finds himself, he cannot perhaps love her, because a murderer cannot love. A murderer or a killer, a man who is planning to murder his uncle is not expected to have a very decent family life. So he decides not to marry, and he doesn't want Ophelia to continue to expect him to marry her. So he ignores her. And Hamlet's two friends, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, spy on Hamlet. They are friends of Hamlet, but they are agents of Claudius. And Claudius has a doubt. And Claudius, in fact, knows very well that his nephew, his brother's son, Hamlet, is not happy with him. He is very uncomfortable with him. And he also knows that Hamlet knows about the great secret that is the murder. So he somehow wants to get rid of his son. Initially he tries to persuade him, and he tries to convince him that his father's death is natural, and it's not that only you have lost your father, I have lost my brother, and death is very certain, and you lose your father has lost his father lost as his father, so don't worry about it, and come out of this mourning and lead a decent life, because you are going to succeed me. And Hamlet knows very well that he cannot lead a very decent life, because he is destined to suffer, and he is destined to lead a very uncomfortable life, when he knows it. And Hamlet plans to use a play to test Claudius's guilt. And as I said in the beginning, that Hamlet wants to verify the truth. Hamlet wants to test the ghost's sake, and he wants to make sure that his uncle is the real culprit. And to find out the truth, Hamlet uses a play within the play, and though this be madness, yet there is method in it. So he pretends to be mad, and he is not mad. There is an order in it, and there is a pattern in it. This is what we find in the second act of the play, and this I consider to be the rising action. Look at the climax, the crisis and turning point. And Hamlet's famous soliloquy on life and death, one should read this soliloquy. Mousetrap is the play that he stages. Mousetrap is the play that Hamlet stages to find out whether his uncle is guilty or not. And this play exposes Claudius's guilt. And when he arranges the play, when he stages the play, he invites his mother and his uncle to come to the to the auditorium to watch the play. And when they watch the play, he sees the tremendous change in his face when a similar act is committed on the stage. So Hamlet delays killing Claudius. And Bootstrap helps Hamlet in identifying the real culprit and the real killer, the real murderer, and he decides to take the revenge. And when he goes to take his revenge, he finds his uncle offering prayer to God, and he stops. I cannot kill him because he is offering a prayer to God. If I kill him, his soul will go to heaven. I do not want his soul to go to heaven. It should go to hell. So let me wait for the right situation to kill him. So he postpones his plan, and that proves very counterproductive. And accidentally he kills Polonius in the closet scene. It's an important scene. And when he chases the play, he makes a very beautiful observation. Hamlet, the play is the thing. The play is the thing wherein I shall catch the conscience of the king. It is the play that helps man expose himself. This is the power of the stage. This is the real power of the stage. When you are on the stage and the feelings that you hate in yourself, the truth that you hate in yourself will come out of it. Unknowingly, you expose yourself. So he says, I shall use the play, as a means to catch the conscience of the king. So he does not kill his uncle. And what happens in the fourth act of the play? We call it falling action. Ophelia goes mad. Why does Ophelia go mad? Because she is ignored. Hamlet has ignored her, and this is too much for this young girl. She can't bear his separation anymore, and she feels extremely disturbed, and life becomes very tough for this girl, and she commits suicide. And she dies. And Laertes, Ophelia's brother, Polonius' son, thinks that Hamlet is responsible for the death of his sister. And there is an interesting scene in the play. It's a graveyard scene, and Hamlet is on his way to Denmark, and he comes across a graveyard where a dead body is getting buried, and he does not know that this is the dead body of his beloved Ophelia. And when he goes to the place where her body is getting buried, he is shocked to know that Ophelia is dead and her dead body is getting buried. And her brother Laertes picks up a quarrel with Hamlet and tells him that you are responsible for the death of my sister, and I will kill you. I will take revenge upon you. Then Hamlet speaks a very famous dialogue. Do not think that only you can love your sister. Do not think only brothers can love their sisters. Lovers can also love their beloveds. He says, I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers with all their quantity of love cannot make up the sum. You stupid, you fool, you think that only you can say, only you can love your sister. I love your sister. Do you know the quantity of my love? My love, the quantity of my love is greater than the quantity of love of 40,000 brothers like you. I loved Ophelia 40,000 brothers with all their quantity of love cannot make up this sum. And Claudius is convinced that Hamlet can kill him anytime, any day, and he should get rid of him. He should murder him because before he attacks him. So Claudius plots Hamlet's death, and he sends him to England, where he wants him to get killed, but he dramatically escapes, comes back to Denmark. Hamlet returns and resolves to act accordingly. Then he tells himself, my thoughts be bloody or be nothing worth. I want to be bloody in my heart, in my soul, in my emotion, in my feelings, in my attitude, in my approach, because I have to take revenge upon my uncle. Meanwhile, Hamlet's relationship with his mother is strained, and he does not respect his mother at all, and he is waiting for an opportunity to mock at his mother, to make fun at his mother, and to attack his mother, and he does it at several places on several occasions. And poor Gertrude does not understand how to make his son understand her feelings, and she has her own problems. She is a woman. She's a woman, and she has the problems of a woman, and the problems of a woman sometimes are not understood by men at all. Because I must tell you that Gertrude did not know till the end of the play that Claudius really murdered her former husband. And you may ask a question, then why did she marry her dead husband's brother so quickly? She married because she was a woman and she wanted protection, she wanted safety. Women always think about their safety and security, safety and well-being. And they do not want to miss the opportunities. Whatever opportunities they are enjoying, they would like to continue to enjoy till they die. And Gertrude in the play was very careful about her safety and security. I have lost my husband, and with his death I lost my queenship at all. I no longer is the queen of Denmark. If I want to be the queen of Denmark, then I should marry Claudius, and Claudius has already expressed his willingness to marry, and let me marry, and she marries because she wants to be the queen, and she also wants to enjoy the pleasure of man, and she wants to enjoy the sexual pleasure with a man, because she is still sexually very vibrant and very active, and she cannot sacrifice her sexual feeling. And Hamlet attacks her sexual character in the play, and once he tells her, you do not know with whom you are sleeping. My dear mother, you are sleeping, you are sharing your bed with a monkey, with a donkey, with an ass. And your new husband is no match to my father. My father was so powerful, he was so good, he was so nice, he was so benevolent. And this man is an utter villain. He says, I have never seen a more knave villain than Claudius. He is an absolute villain. Hamlet says, And Hamlet does not have any doubt about the villainous character of his uncle, and he also does not spare his mother. As a matter of fact, Ghost on minimum two occasions, tells Hamlet to spare his mother. Don't kill your mother. Your mother is not a culprit. Okay? She was innocent and she was seduced by your uncle. Your uncle Claudius was a clever man. Very intelligent man can be very villainous. Remember, a villain is smarter than a hero. A villain is more is wiser than a hero. That's why he kills hero. That's why he attacks hero till the end. So, the ghost also tells Hamlet that your uncle Claudius, with his costly gifts, seduced your mother, and he knows how to misuse women. He also knows how to play with women. With costly gifts, he seduced his women. I always tell my students, especially my girl students, to be very careful when somebody gives them a gift. If somebody gives a pen, you should think very seriously about it. An ordinary pen. If somebody gives you a golden pen, if you accept it, you think you are in danger. You are inviting a trouble for yourself. And one should be, whether man or woman, one should be very careful about gifts, because people do not simply give us gifts. And gift is political. With an vested interest, one gives gift to the other. So it is better if we do not accept gifts at all. Especially women should not receive gifts from men at all. And Hamlet's father's ghost tells him that his uncle Claudius has seduced your mother, with his costly gifts. This is what we see in Act 2, 3, 4, and so on. And what happens in the last act of the play? We call it resolution, catastrophe. We have graveyard scene, reflections on death. Hamlet accepts his fate, and there is a fight between Hamlet and Leotus, which leads to multiple deaths. At the end of the play, Hamlet kills Claudius, and Fortinbras restores order. Rest is silence. This is the last line of the play. The rest is silence. When everybody dies, what remains? It is silence. And when I read this line, I quickly remember the last scene of the Mahabharata after Kurukshetra war. All the Kauravas have been eliminated. Dhritarashtra, Gandhari go to forest. And all the Pandavas also go to the forest. What remains in Hastinapur? Who remains in Hastinapur? There is a dead long silence in Hastinapur after the battle was won or lost. And all the glory of Hastinapur, all the glory of Hastinapur, all the colorful, eventful life of Hastinapur comes to a standstill after the Kurukshetra battle was over. What remains is a long silence. Krishna is dead. All the Kauravas are dead. All Acharyas, Krupacharya, Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya are dead. Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, Kunti, they leave Hastinapur for forest. Soon, Pancha Pandavas, the five Pandavas with their wives, also go to the forest. There is a long silence, the rest is in silence. This is human life. This is the end of human life. At the end of a man's life, there is long silence. Read the history. What happens after the king is dead? What happens after a very famous celebrity is dead? Silence. There is silence. So, Hamlet is really very powerful play. It's really a very difficult play. Is really very complex play. And we should understand the reasons for its difficulty and its complexity. This play can be read at several levels, and the play has different dimensions to it. There is history in it, there is politics in it, there is religion in it, there is ethics in it, there is morality in it, there is psychology in it, there is sex in it, there is violence in it, and there is politics in it. And these things make the play to be very difficult, very complex, very tough, very challenging, and also very universal.